Excellent choice.
Hey y'all, this is Rogue Tora, checking out Endless Dungeon, cooperative action, roguelite, tower defense, climb the tower, descend the basement, resource management strategy game. That's a mouthful. With this video, I'll be doing a different format from usual, which henceforth I shall dub it Quick Dive. I really just wanted to show the graphic again, but I need to make an official one at some point in time. This video will be a quick take impressions video. Think of it as a review light. I'll do this for games I want to shine some light on, but may not want to do a full playthrough for the channel. Briefly go over my history with the game, if I played it before, its prequels, sequels, as well as what got me interested in it. I'll then show my gameplay footage with a focus around game mechanics. This will be my first run since the closed beta, so we'll see how far I get. Then I may go over a topic. For this video, we'll explore how much of a sequel is Endless Dungeon, before my final thoughts on the game. I'll put timestamps to the beginning of each of those parts for your convenience. And now, without further ado, let's begin. Now, Endless Dungeon is a quasi-sequel to Dungeon of the Endless. Dungeon of the Endless was a game I spent a bit of time on, running solo and with friends. It was such a strange mix of different genres, it had me hooked. It was a style that I've yet to see any other game since then emulate. So I was pretty hyped when it was announced a couple years back it was getting a sequel. Fast forward to last month, and I was able to get my hands on the closed beta. And man, the nostalgia was strong in this one. For a game nearly a decade apart, the mechanics are nearly identical. You have the same resources, science, industry, and food. How everything revolves around doors. Opening them not only triggers waves, but strategically determines enemy pathing, and is also the only way to generate resources. Even the building archetypes, same generators on set generator nodes, same-ish turret types on similarly placed turret slots. Core is technically the same. I mean, even how you upgrade turrets at side stations, food for heroes, what you find when you explore, from treasure chests to strange objects that buff or debuff, and NPC merchants. The main objective of each stage, escorting the crystal to the exit, has been carried over. They even brought back elevator scenes where your characters interact with each other between floors.
You forgot and then reload.
Despite everything they transferred over, I felt the game was very different. And it's not because of the shift to 3D. This is not just a fresh coat of paint on a previous design, but we'll discuss that at the end. For now, let's get into the game. Alright y'all, let's get started. Right off the bat, it's pretty nice to see that you can choose Sweeper in the beginning, because in the closed beta, they had it so that he was the character that you first got introduced to, but then like you couldn't actually play. And he's like more a support type, so he's probably going to be very good at healing turrets and that sort of stuff like that. And his skills also kind of support that too. Zed though, you kind of definitely need Zed. Mainly because you need somebody that can bring that big damage to the party. Actually, like, the runs that I did win in the closed beta, I just had Zed pretty much stacked with everything. She just like carried the team. All right, let's go.
Get it. Eyes open, safety's off.
She's also the character I just go ahead and control to.
Okay, guys, time.
Remember, in each zone, you must escort the crystal bot and find the zone door to progress into the station. You can now take control of any hero. Press space quickly to switch between heroes. Now, the one thing with this game, and even the previous one, Dungeon the Endless, you have to just find one path and just keep going that way. You can also tell the other hero or the crystal bot to stay in position or to follow the hero you currently control. Hold and release space while hovering over your chosen target. I'm not using spacebar for that. I'm actually using
Hold up, dig in and wait.
my mouse button, like the side ones, like mouse 4 and then mouse 5 for warping to the crystal bot. Here. Hedgehog sound effects, as yet unexplained. That makes sense. I kind of want that, but the science, you know what? I might get that.
Promise.
You've equipped a device. Only one device at a time can be equipped per hero. Be careful to choose the right one. So, like when you're looking in your inventory, you have very limited inventory. You have like 2 weapons, and then like just the device, and it just gives you like kind of some stats. Sometimes it reduces one stat for another one, but either way, you can only have one of these. And then hero chips are something that you have to do when you go back to the station to upgrade. I'm not sure if they changed anything from the closed beta, but that's how that worked. And then hero upgrades are just things that you find within the dungeon itself. Okay. Which door-based resource production would you like to increase? Science will mostly help on the long run to research better turrets, industry to build more defense, and food will be useful to support and upgrade heroes. Typically, I usually go food in most situations, mainly because I need to upgrade my heroes, and previously in Dungeon the Endless, you needed that in order to recruit new heroes too. Note that whatever your priorities, the more generators you have of one resource, the higher the building cost will be for the next generator of that same resource. But in this case, I'm going to go with science, because science actually is more important in this game than anything else, I think, in the early game at least. Because you want to research all the the turrets that you can initially. Above the zone minimap, you can see the wave indicator. It shows the in real time the risk that a wave will suddenly start. Sadly, opening a door increases that risk. So that's what that is, the danger sign. And that actually goes up in real time. The medkits dispenser, you just use food in order to get like one medkit just to heal your heroes, but try not to get hit. You actually do recover some damage when you get injured in this game after like a defense. You can spend some food on your food resource stock here to create as many medkits as you want. There's just a codex. You just kind of bring that or like one of the NPCs at the station will like let you like read that stuff. See here. So these red locks means I have to find something within this level in order for it to be unlocked.
Prepping for carnage.
Go up first and then go around.
And again.
Actually, I like this weapon a lot because it actually does stun enemies. This is kind of like overkill putting this many turrets over here, but, you know, with the spawner here, I just don't want to worry about these guys. Especially with, actually, I might have to keep, one of the guys in that room. I don't know what the set chance for, critical explosion. Oh, it's the critical. So whenever this crits, it'll, stun enemies. Now, crits in this game, they don't act like normal crits from what it seems like. I'm not sure if it increases damage, but you do like kind of like a AoE like explosion for the most part for most weapons. You can spend some food resource stock here to upgrade the attributes and skills of your heroes depending on available options. So yeah, this is the upgrade station I was talking about to upgrade your hero, and you can do it like any number of times, although like the more you upgrade your hero, the more expensive it gets from what it looks like. Or maybe it could just be tied to the station itself, but kind of feels like it's to the hero. But anyway, critical chance is always really good. And it's actually different for each hero. So like if I'm looking at this and I switch over to Sweeper, he's got a completely different array of like upgrades to choose from. Yeah, these are the research terminals. This is why I was putting everything into research right now. Probably gonna have to get the Tesla ball though. Research can be a new turret type or a turret upgrade, or a type you can already build. Note that upgrades will automatically apply to existing turrets. But be careful, finishing your research takes some time, during which waves of monsters appear. These are really good though. Particularly Emp Blast. I'm gonna open up more doors and then see what's going on, because I tend to do most of my research and stuff after like the danger level gets high, or even during. Yeah, see, like when this wave is incoming, if I go ahead and research, now if you look at the map and you see where it's kind of like glowing, or kind of has like an aura, that's where the enemies are going to be coming from. Okay, so I got the EMP blast, which is great. Actually, I want to see what sort of things I can research next. Yeah, I'm going to get with flamethrower. That way I have like two of the elements that these enemies are weak to. Because you usually fight bugs and robots in this kind of level. You found a dust unit. Lucky you. Use dust to power up dark rooms so you can use the room's machines in turret slots. Note that dust also has other interesting uses to discover. So you get dust and it just shows up over here. Okay, that's where it is. Actually, I'm gonna probably just, no, I'm not gonna bring it right now, because I'm gonna do the research. If I was close enough, I would have just done the research. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these guys are like extremely tanky right now. Yeah, we're gonna go with flame turret.
When in doubt,
Yeah, they're not coming up on top. I don't know why those like tiger things are so strong right now, because usually they're not that strong like in the beginning. Here we go. Diagnostiker.
riffing on a theme here.
Okay, they're gonna come up here, and I'm just gonna put one here. Let me see if I can upgrade somebody. I'm gonna refresh this and hope for the best. That should actually be pretty good. The only problem is that when you're doing the defense waves or you're escorting, it's not as good. I might do this one though, just so I can have my critical rate up like mad. Yeah, we're done here. When you leave a zone to start a new one, you keep your resource stock, but your door-based resource production from generators is reset. Always make sure you have saved enough. Another thing too is that like when the bot is active and like moving around, they will usually ignore all the other buildings around you. So like resource nodes, they won't attack those. Crystal Bot, you're taking a sweet time. Thank you, finally, Crystal Bot.
Not one machine wrecked. I rock.
Oh, that's another thing, right? So, you have quests in the game, and you need to complete these quests in order to activate like certain like unlockables and other things like that for your character. Is this chick's hair on fire? Why is it? is her hair on fire? That is kind of funny. She does kind of have like that like flame wave going on. But you do have these missions, and when you complete them, they'll allow you to unlock things, usually back at the hub area. Modifications to make the run a little bit easier. What's this? Industrial production +2. I like it. So these are just things that just kind of randomly like give you some passive bonus. They actually also can be negative too, and you can use dust in order to deactivate them. Actually, let me see if I can get that option here. No, I don't have that option here. I mean, you could be kind of idiotic to use dust to prevent like some passive, but you know, there's some masochists out there, right? Great, this is like a perfect room, right? Because all I have to do is put a generator in here, and I don't have to worry about anything else. In this case, I am gonna go with production or industry. I need the ability to put down like turrets and stuff, and I'm like criminally low on it. Oh, nice. This is another great one. Let's go with... I think it's going to be science. And hopefully there's like a science place around here. By the way, I'm not sure if I said it, but the glowing crates have some resources. So like if you break them, you'll be able to get like some stockpile. Some things, at least. This one. And the reason why I wanted to go down this path was because it's the furthest away from both resource nodes. And usually you take one, like if you can isolate one and they have to go, like it takes them a long way to get to it, they usually will go for the bot or something like that, not go to the generator. Let's see. Get a 25 speed to monsters when shot by this hero. That's good for him, actually.
Slightly reconditioned.
No, I'm actually not gonna get that one because if I remember correctly, that's a like kind of like a magnum. You have to like charge it up, and I'm not really a big fan of the charged up weapons in this game. Mainly because of the nature of the enemies, the way that they come at you. It's more like a horde, and charging up for like a single enemy or any of that sort of stuff like that, it's usually not very helpful. Okay, now we can put the flamethrowers down. I think I'm gonna go up because I have like the turrets kind of this way, so if enemies have to come through, they're gonna have to go through the flamethrower path. So this is a ship. Oh. That looked very promising. Fireballs. Pyromaniac.
Do I get a medal for that?
Might just keep with this one for right now. I think I'm gonna go stick with that one.
Whoa,
Oh, this
where's
I
the
guess
fire?
no. Warning: dangerous levels of gravity detected. Departure possible but lethal. Likelihood of death 99.9991%. Hey, there's still a chance, right? It's like absolutely abysmal, but it's there. You would want to roll the dice in that situation, right? Actually, that's better for her. This wave is like not gonna really be anything. I don't think. Yeah, the flamethrowers are like absurdly good against these guys. I'm just switching to him because he has a
Recon time.
flame weapon and he's also got a lot of range to it too. Plus he can heal the turrets. How about you? Can you do anything? Do you want anything? That's actually pretty good. Just to get flat attack damage without anything else.
Hey, okay, let's go.
Like, I'm not trying to build him into a carry, but it's just like one of those things. So I guess it is per use that it goes up. That one is actually really good. Yeah, like, I'm not sure if the AI actually will use their, like, abilities and stuff. Ooh. I do like this. This thing is absurdly good, but the problem with it, though, is that, like, the bugs now have, like, the ability to hit you from range. And, like, do, like, knockback and then also a lot of damage. And I'm like... it's become a lot less effective because of it. We've entered a dark room, and we got enemies in here. Dark rooms lack power, so machines won't work, and building turrets or generators is impossible inside them. However, you can decide to spend dust, the rare resource indicated on the right side of the screen. They are occasionally found in tanks. To power a dark room, hold C.
Sure, I'll pocket a little dust.
Oh, I think that's a science thing. I actually might have to do that here. It's well worth it.
Out, bogey.
This is gonna be kind of interesting, though. So I'll make him
Hold
stay
your
here.
positions. Unbreakable.
Ow, that hurt. Oh crap.
Breach.
Now I am gonna open up the store here.
Zed's
And the
here.
bot should go through that door. I want a Tesla turret there.
Metal time.
sure how good those abilities are, quite honestly.
Power cord.
But I'm gonna keep using them.
Someone else can make sense of it.
Yeah, I feel the same way, Zed.
Okay, do this.
Yeah, that resource that we just got, I don't even know what it's called, but it is what you need in order to... I guess they're chips. But it's what you need in order to upgrade your character, like at the station. Oh crap, there were actually enemies there. That's gonna make it very difficult on how I want to approach this. I was actually gonna go back and get the Jellifier, but I might actually do that later. So I'll go through this door. I need to do this like fast, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell him to hold
Hold
here.
up. Dig in and wait.
Run, 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 run. Run your booty off, lady. I went the wrong way. It would help if I knew I was where I was going. Okay, I'm gonna get the Jellifier, and then I'm gonna switch, and then I'm gonna
Crystal bot.
get the Crystal Bot going, and then I'm
Hey y'all, ready to go?
summon, and then we're good.
Okay, kids.
And we're just gonna slowly retreat, and hopefully nothing bad happens. Oh man, I thought I had my ultimate already, but it is taking a long time for that to come. Hurry up. Crystal Bot goes kind of intense.
Okay, new zone. Here we go.
And we're going to the next area. Now I should have the Jellifier. Yep, there we go. So like you can get like you can do like multiple actions at the same time.
We have to go down in this? Looks like it never ends.
Because it never does. It's a game. Welcome to the game.
System access report, general system failure, repel borders activated. Note, anti-gravity in reactor below minimum safety dust threshold. Warning, hoist operation restricted. Maximum access forward, number 2. Warning, presence of giant defense units confirmed. Anti-grav busted, son of a. Hey kids, guess why we're stuck here. Well, that and that, the busted hoist. Guess we gotta take Krabby here and get it to the restart, the reactor. I'm more than happy to get personal with whatever hostile doesn't want us to. Every new place I discover makes me like this place less. Onwards and downwards. Let's hit forward, number 2.
Select district for hoist departure. Going to labor colony.
Sweeps. You're lost. Totally normal. Just run, think, and shoot.
You forgot and then reload.
You know, this is a carryover from the previous.
Okay.
Oh, we're
Take
taking
it
it slow.
slow.
I was actually surprised I could move in that. But that's it. But that's something that Dungeon and Endless
Time to start
used to have.
another one.
But people used to be able to like get killed during that.
Say no to freebies.
Like you'd have people just hate each other in bad team compositions, and then they just kill each other in the elevator. It was awful.
Reach.
Okay, what do we got here? It's just research, which is great. Let's go with... I think I'm gonna go with food this time. It's mainly because I need to upgrade both heroes if possible. And I'm gonna go on the other side now because like I don't want him, like I don't want that reactor to be exposed to anything. With that ability, I'm not really sure what it does. Sonic Boom, it just damages enemies. It'd be better if it like could like push back or something like that. So I got a key.
Alright, another district to shoot and loot.
So I'll put the flamethrower here. Another flamethrower here. Then I'll put a healing. Now this is a difficult choice. I think I'm gonna have to go with industry though.
Zed's here.
Ah, crap. We got these a-holes. Mutants are like the worst, in my opinion. And they're like horrifying. They're like truly horrifying to look at. It's like nightmare fuel of the worst kind. Kind of feels like a little bit of like Muv-Love or like something else. Let's see what we got. Ooh, amplifier. I definitely need this one. Also a little bit. I kind of want that one too. Ooh, decisions. I think I am going to go with the flamethrower, though. Just so I can keep them off my back. And typically, I would start opening up some other doors, but I don't really want to risk it, so I'm just going to do it with what I got. How'd you guys even get past the defenses? Gotta stun you because... Why aren't you dying? I was actually a little bit worried by that.
Yell if you're dead.
Yeah, this is the reason why... Once you get to like the second floor, you really need to like upgrade. Not the turrets so much, but like you need to make sure you have a steady supply of industry. Let's see what's over here. See what we got in here.
I hope nothing in there will bite me.
Hope it.
This is kind of a difficult choice right now. I might replace just the normal gun.
Whatever.
I'm gonna have like less range, but it's much better than that ranged weapon right now. No, I can put something there, but I don't really know if I can. Actually, I should be able to.
Prepping for carnage.
Just have to
Hold your
leave them here for right
positions.
now. Yeah, this is the reason why I kind of needed this one. Okay, who is left? Oh, we got a couple guys. Down south. Yep, crap. Okay, there's anytime you see on the map like a gold icon with your turrets, you can actually upgrade them.
Rock and roll.
This is not cool. This one is awful because like the bot is in a bad spot. These generators are in a bad spot.
Hey, Krabby, head over there.
Yeah, you get them right here. Because I need you to ignore the other stuff. Gonna take some damage, but in the long run, you're gonna thank me for this. How I'm gonna do this. I think I just need a rush to get out of this floor, quite honestly. Okay, burning status. Oh, crap. Now, these things are actually pretty awesome, but the problem is they're like constantly under attack while it's up. I'll put another flame turret here. And then like a healer over here. I think that's the play. Because that's the drill BB drill into this crystal. Actually, this is not a bad position for it to be in. You have told the crystal bot to follow the hero. Note that switching heroes won't change its target. And then what you do is, once it's done it, you just tell it to move to this slot. I'm actually surprised at how quickly it drilled that crystal bit. It usually takes quite a bit of time to do so. Or in the closed beta, from what I remember. And this one actually also leveled up too. Nice. Ah, crap. Are you kidding me? I am gonna power up this room. Kinda sucks though, because there's no other like turret spot over here. Let's inspect. Let's see, yeah, attack damage, yes. What's our passive skill? Oh, Mad Shred. That might not be too bad, actually. Kill him and go see what's slower room. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get out of here. There's a couple more rooms I can like open and stuff like that, but I'm just gonna let it go. Like, there's too much like risk associated with like staying here for longer.
Condition.
I do want this compared to that one. Oh, take that. It's not great, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. This is the boss area. This is the Bug Mama. I'm kind of interested to see what they did with her. Oh, I think I got them all. Oh, you know what? I need to put turrets by my my crystal bot. Bug Mama. There we go.
Okay, yeah. That wasn't that one.
I cannot do effective damage to that thing. Not with this electricity crap. It's like vomiting, but can it not get me? Bro, you're getting your... I don't know what's going on over there with you, but
Time for the solo.
doesn't look good. Oh my gosh, bro, why did you do that? Oh crap. That was awful. From what I remember, when it vomited on you before, it didn't track you. Yeah, that's not very bot friendly. If you're playing co-op, right, you can split them up, and then if you're playing single, you have to do it one at a time or something, or you have to switch them. What did my bot do? He ran into the vomit and just stayed there and continued to just eat it.
Deja vu has deja vu. It's all depressing. Again.
So I did go back and do a second and third run, as making this video took longer than I thought. And I was able to get to the bottom floor both times and almost beat the boss on the third run. So it is indeed possible to get a clear in this game very early on. And I actually don't see that as a negative. Being able to clear a roguelite early with adequate skill, knowledge, and some luck is always a plus in my book. Plus, the fun usually only starts after that first clear, right? As I was playing Endless Dungeon, I found myself heavily comparing it to its prequel. The next part will focus on the new elements introduced and the differences between the two. Some will be very obvious, some may be obscure. If you're not interested and want to listen to my final thoughts, just check the timestamps. Now here are the big changes from Dungeon of the Endless I noticed. You now have elemental damage, leading to a rocks, paper, scissors combat system. You can't stash items into your inventory, and you can't sell items to vendors. There is a soft timer. Time no longer stops between doors. It flows constantly, so while opening doors massively decreases the time until the next wave, as long as you have one enemy spawn, being too idle will lead to an attack. Your characters must be healed by a skill or a medkit. They no longer instantly heal to full after a wave. How you level your heroes is different. You can no longer do it at any time, you must find a station. On leveling, you choose a permanent buff, and I found this to be partially tailored to the character. You have much greater control over how to build out your team, but the increase to various stats or unlocking innate character abilities, passive or active, at milestones no longer happens. Enemies now come from a designated spawn point, no longer just the dark rooms. You can now trigger a power outage event instead of a wave, which has you running around to activate breakers on the level. The mechanics on how dust and power to rooms has been altered significantly. Dust now can only be found in breakables in the environment, and is a much, much rarer finite resource that lights up dark rooms permanently. It is also no longer the life force of your crystal. Almost all rooms are powered by default now. You no longer assign a character to carry the crystal to the exit. The crystal is now a robot that you command, which can be upgraded. It became a roguelite from a roguelike. You now have persistent progression in the form of collectible data keys, to unlock different biomes, paths, and to reduce the difficulty of the last floor. You also use scrap and cores to upgrade characters, equipment, and various functions in the saloon. Each character has their own quest line used to empower them. The different escape pod types that altered game rules have been brought back as a cocktail recipe system. You can no longer recruit allies in the dungeon. The team you start the run with is the team you'll end with. Interactions on the elevator no longer have the potential to give positive or negative events between characters. You have boss battles. It is now an isometric 3D twin stick shooter instead of a top-down 2D static real-time strategy game. And finally, the biggest change, tone. This, for me, is why I felt the game was so wildly different. What previously was a darkly humorous, brutal, and gritty survival game with a cast of prisoners and criminals changed to maybe a too carefree crew of metaphorical prisoners stuck in an endless death loop. Due to this, you'll never see negative events, like characters killing each other because of conflicts in their personalities, or being placed in hard positions where to advance, the sacrifice of a character may be needed. When permadeath looms over, it changes your approach to every action. While I understand they did so to make it more accessible, also to keep it in line with its art direction, the game has undoubtedly lost its edge, where every move needed to be calculated, as poor decisions could lead to irreversible results, and the weight of the risk to the reward, should I open just one more door, is far less impactful. I should state I didn't put a negative or a positive emphasis on those changes, it's just what I noticed. Now, what do I think of the game? I actually like it quite a bit. You could tell the developers held Dungeons & Endless in high regard and analyzed it in depth. I think they probably could have tweaked it a bit more. The way you still build turrets on slots feels really dated. It worked previously because the rooms are small, a lot of turrets covered the whole room, and it was easy to funnel enemies. However, the current game's slot layout just feels so obtuse. This makes certain turrets like the Jellifier either amazing or completely worthless. With the shift to 3D, the system feels out of place. If you had the ability to place them where you wanted, it would have felt right. To prevent this from being abused, limitations to the number of turrets in an area, a room, or a floor could have been introduced. Or you could have made it so turrets have a firing arc that you need to set up on placement. I think any of those with the game now 3D would have worked well. You won't notice the limitations early game, but starting the second to third floors, you'll have generators surrounded on all sides, with only one turret slot in an effective place. It feels bad, man, when you have a ton of industry and seemingly no ability to use it. While I'm on the topic of changes that could help, the ability to sell items and having a small carrying inventory would be great. Having more flexibility to my loadout and this rock, paper, scissors combat system would be extremely useful. I'd also think it increased the importance of exploration. You can be in for a horrible time with switching floors because elemental alignments can drastically shift. And the weapon that could help you out on the next floor, you passed on because on the current floor, it's absolutely useless. Here's a hint. Stay neutral with Zed. Now, this is an effective game strategy, but from a design standpoint, it makes the 4 elemental system somewhat moot. Tonally, the game doesn't scratch that itch, but mechanically it hits all the right notes. Dungeons & Endless is such a unique game, it left a strong impression on me all those years ago. While the mechanics got adjusted and new elements were introduced, the essence of that unique experience is still here. Endless Dungeon is a worthy successor to the formula. It plays well and is responsive. Although ordering the AI could be simpler, just give me a single button press for hold and follow. I'm sure I'll be playing this a lot. Thanks so much to Sega and Amplitude Studios for bringing back this game. I'm not sponsored in any way, but I'm glad they modernized an extremely underrated odd gem. My hope is for a sequel or for someone to expand on this style. The soundtrack is also very strong in this one. I could just chill out to the saloon music by itself, but there are a number of catchy tunes in here. They even have modern takes on some of the songs from Dungeons & Endless. The Crystal Bot theme is the most notable throwback, but I do feel the absence of the elevator music. No, I'm just saying. Out of all the original songs, The Garden is probably my favorite. I'd had used it as the outro, but that's probably gonna get me a copyright strike. But trust me, it's pretty good. Oh, for those wondering about story, I'm the wrong guy to ask. Story in games is more an icing on the cake and not a main driving force for me. In general, I thought the writing, which you find in the form of notes, was dry and generic. The characters themselves also seem to share the same opinion. And I'm just saying, someone had to approve those lines. I was generally neutral to the cast of characters. The only exception was Cardi. Because librarians are awesome, and she is as innocent as she is homicidal. Whoever was in charge of her was having fun. Okay, y'all. If you made it this far into the video, consider liking and subscribing. It would mean the world to me, and just that simple act can change lives. I know it would change mine for the better. Also, I plan to bring you that content. That's going to be it for this video. Entertainment is extremely subjective, but these are my thoughts on the game. If you played it, how'd you feel about it? You guys have a great day. I'll see ya when I see ya. Till next time, peace. Oh, and here's a recommendation for those Halloween nights. 2007's End of the Line, because it's pretty terrifying.